Suneera Madhani. Suneera Madhani.
Without much further ado, I'd like to welcome Suneera.
Hi, I'm Suneera Madhani, a mom of two, daughter of an immigrant, and an unlikely entrepreneur who built a billion-dollar business. Yes, billion. Now I'm doing it again and building my second unicorn, Worth. Shockingly, less than 2% of female founders ever reach 1 million in revenue, and I'm on a mission to change that. At CEO School, we mentor thousands of women to help them level up in business and in life. We believe that you deserve to have it all because honestly, nothing bad happens when women make more money. Grab a seat because class is officially in session. Welcome to CEO School. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the CEO School podcast. It's your host, Suneera Madhani, and today I am going to literally shave off at least 10 hours of your busy week. 10 hours. I guarantee it. If I don't, hold me to it, and I will personally help you shave off more time because today I'm going to share with you my top 5 time-saving hacks as CEO. So we have so much on our plates as CEO already. And then you add on life and business and kids and spouses and multiple businesses and personal brand and social media and all the things coming at you. And your day is so full. Your weeks are so busy and you are just in this constant, rat race, this hamster wheel. That feeling, let me know if just raise your hand or say, yeah, Suneera, even if I can hear you. I know that feeling. I'm in that feeling so often too. And so I have to reset. I always try to focus on quarterly resets because we're all going to get back into whatever cycles we're going to get into. But guess what? It's New Year's. We're starting the year off, and I want to start your year off right with that time-saving mindset. And the first step to even taking back our time is knowing where we spend it. So the first thing is to do a time audit. So I don't remember the last time that you have done a time audit. The last time I did a time audit, I'm in the middle. I just did it at the end of December again. I do it every single quarter. And I like to actually physically count my time. So there's many tools that you can use. But you can just keep a journal. It's like literally like that diet journal where when your doctor is like, what did you eat for 3 days before you go in for a big lab or a big test? And you have to write everything down. You're like, oh shit, that's what I ate, right? If you actually had to write down all the things that you ate, a time audit is exactly that. Grab a journal, grab a notebook, and start writing where you're spending your time. 3 days is all it takes. So all I want you to do is track 3 days of time. It will tell you enough about how you're spending your time. And I would pick, maybe a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or if it's specifically just for work, then maybe pick your 3 busiest days at work that you feel you want to track. But if you're doing your life audit, kind of have a mix of it. But pick 3 days, your 3 busiest days, and just write down what you're actually doing. Doing that time audit will show you where all these inefficiencies are, or even where most of your time is spent. The next step of this process after doing that time audit, and you can even do a digital time audit. So I'm a pen and notebook kind of girl. Let's do that. But honestly, I've been in a habit for so long, over a decade now, every single thing is on my calendar. So everything is actually in on my calendar. My kids' school pickup, if I'm picking up, my workouts, obviously all of work is on the calendar, but even life, if we have a date night, if we're meeting friends, an event I have to go to. So we have a big life outside of just the day-to-day of work, but everything's on the calendar. So I can always go back and reflect on my calendar. But even just physically doing that audit will show you things that even the calendar sometimes doesn't show. Once you realize, okay, here's where I'm spending my time. The next step in this is to decide what you're going to continue to do, what you are going to delegate or automate, right? What you're going to delegate or automate. And then the third is what you are going to delete. That is such an important one because there is probably about 25% of your time that you're spending right now on things that you actually don't need to do at all. Not just that somebody else needs to do them, you just don't need to do them. So do, delegate, delete. Those are your 3 tasks that you're going to do after this time audit. But with that, I'm going to share with you some of the hacks that you can do once you kind of decide, okay, here are the things that I'm going to continue to do. here are the things that I can automate, and here's the things that I'm completely shaving off. So that is how every single quarter I do a time audit. And 2025 is going to be no different going into the year. And I am shaving off my time because guess what? There's going to be creep. There's going to be scope creep. There's going to be work creep. There's going to be all of this life. All of it's going to get added, and we're going to be back to a full schedule. So you have to you have to clean it up, and it's a process. But getting into that habit, right? One of the last episodes, in January, we talked about the rituals. Make this part of your ritual of 2025 to save your time. And so first, I've got some like quick tips on that I think that I'm adding in for this year that I think can help you save off time every week. And I think it's going to accumulate to a little over 10 hours in total by the end of this episode. So I'm really, really excited for it. So I did my time audits, and this is what I found after I did the time audit. I'm like, okay, here is where I can be smarter. So number one, it's the digital detox time. Like, honestly, no more mindless scrolling. Set limits on your social apps, and even when it comes to social media for the business. So that is definitely an area of time where I do feel like I have a team, or even if somebody else is doing it, social media just takes time as a business owner. Especially, literally the last episode we talked to Brielle Cotterman, and we're talking about how important your personal brand is. There's so much of that you can automate and have it in a system in place. But even so, we think that we're spending time on social media to share content for the business, but there's so much mindless scrolling that's taking place. Now, your girl loves a really good, meme or a reel, and she sends it to all her friends, half the time as well. So there is a time and place for that. I want to take out the full joy of social media because honestly, some of the shit's so funny. And I am that friend that is sending you the best friend reel or that really funny video. So I love that. But just think about the time that we're actually spending doing that mindless scrolling. So setting limits holds me accountable to it to say, where am I actually spending time on my phone? And even having just digital detox from the phone. When I'm in the office, I already get the messages that I need to get. I don't carry my phone with me everywhere, right? So just putting your phone on your desk, not having it with you will also take away. You get to be more focused on the task at hand. So truly having boundaries with your phone, tactical boundaries where you can put app limits, but even physical boundaries of not bringing it into the bedroom at night. When you get home, leaving your phone, like you have your time to check your phone, and then you put your phone away. And so every day when I enter my house, I wear my, where we put our mail, I literally will drop my phone. Now it's time for me to prepare dinner, be with the kids. If I need a recipe, if I need whatever, I'm trying to utilize other things that are not my phone. So I'll ask Google to share with me how to make the chicken piccata, but I'm trying not to go to my phone. And truly, that is a lot of where our time is spent. I can guarantee you could shave off an hour immediately by just setting up limits, just an hour a day by setting up limits, and even removing apps. So do you need to be on all social channels? So a thing that I did this last year, I haven't been on TikTok in over 2 years now. So my friends will send me a TikTok, and I literally have to click the TikTok to open it up because I don't have TikTok on my phone. I just don't have it. And so I already spend my time mostly on Instagram. That is my social media app of choice. And so I've just removed the other ones. I have LinkedIn and I have Instagram. I don't even have Facebook. I literally keep Facebook so that I can just store my passwords because it's still required. Now Google at least is getting in there of I can log into everything with Google, but I literally only have Facebook for that reason, is to have our business accounts because they are tied to my personal name. So no more mindless scrolling. Will literally shave off, I guarantee you, an hour a day by having these boundaries. Get those phone boundaries in place. And it will make you a better CEO. That time hack will make you better. And when you are at work, you can be present at work. When you are at home, you'll be present at home. So it's that presence. And I'm committed. I hope you're committed. Let's do that. So that was my first tip there. Tip number 2. Now that you've done your time audit, you will see things in your time audit that you're like, hey, every week, I write on Wednesdays, I write the newsletter. And then on Tuesdays, I record the podcast. Or on Thursdays, I've got my one-on-ones with my team. And on Mondays, I've got the PR meetings. And on whatever the things are that you're doing, can you find systems when you look at it to say, is there batch work that can take place? Batch work to me, especially as, I don't know, as a fully, like as a woman who has a million things in her head, helps me stay focused. I love it when I'm in batch zone. So can I find similar tasks that I can group together and batch together? Examples of this, I can find you every example. If you show me your calendar, where are you having your team one-on-ones? Can they all be together on the same day? That way you're like, okay, this is when I'm going in for my one-on-ones, and you can go one at a time and ask the same questions. If you have media and PR, can you batch those together? If you have a podcast, can you batch those together? If you are writing your weekly newsletter, can you extend the time and just sit down and write 4 newsletters? Can you do that? And so I think this is an area that I am now adding into my 2025 routine, is more batching of the tasks that are at hand. So batch similar tasks, even when it comes to creative work, when it comes to team meetings, when it comes to sitting down for email time or admin time, batch it together. It will help you just stay in flow. And half the time we're spending and losing productivity time because we're switching from one thing to another. And it just becomes a lot, like you're in that right psyche, you have the process in place, and you can be more efficient with it and more present doing that thing that you're doing, because it's all grouped together. And so that is something that is a super, super time saver for me. An example of this is the podcast today. So I'm actually sitting here today, and you don't even know this because this is episode 4 of January. I'm testing this out every week. Last year I was in the studio. I have just batched all 4 episodes together in one day. Now, where that saved me time, because you're like, Suneera, well, it's still an hour for your production or for the episode. Well, no, I went in and I had a blowout today. And I have got a tip for you for that. I had a blowout. I had my makeup. I'm here. I'm in studio. I'm ready. And then I went back to back to back, and it's done. And I can walk away, and I don't have to commute here. I don't need to get back. I don't need to, all my notes are here. So I don't spend time every week. I spend time prepping for the show. So I spent the same amount of time, or just a little bit extended, but I was much more efficient with it. I wrote out 4 show outlines. My team booked the guest. We're ready to go. It's all going to get deployed. It's actually easier for my team as well when I do this. And so this is a perfect example of it, where I've literally shaved off multiple hours just doing from this process by doing it together. I'm going to try it for my newsletters, and I'm trying it for other things that are batched in similar tasks. And even for meetings, right? So making meetings count and batching them effectively. So when I'm in the office Mondays and Wednesdays, I try to do all my collaboration meetings during that time. Anytime I have anything external, I try to do them on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That way that they're external facing meeting, because I'm not with my team. I might as well go on Zoom with other people. But if I'm in the office, we should do our team collaborative meetings in person. So you can think about your calendar and your schedule that way. And then talking about making meetings count, this is super big. This is an area, well, I will say I can guarantee you another couple of hours, if not all 10 right now, off of your week, is shortening your meeting durations. Like, actually make meetings count. Reduce the frequency of them. Do you have to meet with this person every single week? Can it be every other week? Can it be combined into another meeting? Does it have to be for the length? Does it have to be 60 minutes? Can it be 30 minutes instead of 60, right? So shortening the time, shortening the frequency of the recurring meetings, and being prepared for the meeting. So is somebody coming to you with an agenda so you can go in and be actionable as CEO, right? How can you get things tighter? That is something that I'm so committed to all the time. I drive my co-founders nuts. I drive my team nuts because of it. Because I'm always like, hey, is this meeting necessary? Does this need to move to 90 minutes? Can we reduce the frequency of it? Where is my agenda for it? What are my actions for it? And so I'm always finding ways to shave off meeting time. And it's only because I'm trying to get my time back to do the work, right? So then you can be freer and to actually take the action and go apply it. And your teams will appreciate it. I think that your teams will very much appreciate it if you can get this, if you can reduce the frequency and shorten the duration, and everyone come prepared. The other thing that I did not think of until this year, and a mentor brought this up to me because I was like, I am still in about 68 hours a month of recurring meetings that are already pre-booked already. So I was going through reduction, and I'm like, I still can't get it to where I want it to be at. And then she asked me and she said, well, can some of these be a Loom video, or can they just be an update? Can it be sent via email completely? And I was like, you know what? There probably are some things on there that I could even move to just a quick update via a Loom or a voice note or an email. And so making meetings count is going to be your 10 hours back guaranteed right now. I'm not even talking about all the other things I'm going to give you. So that is super, super important. So that was tip number 2. Now we're going to go into life, because life consumes so much of our time. We are busy at everything in life, and we're winning at life. I want you to win at life. You deserve to have it all and be it all and wear every title proudly. I like my life title. I like to be to my kids, my home, my being a wife, mother, all the things. And I like things at a certain level. And so I do plan and prep like a CEO. And that is something that I want to support you with going into 2025. So here are some tangible, tactical things that I do every week to shave off time and decision-making off of my week as CEO. On Sundays, Faisal and I sit down and we do a Sunday Zoom out. I've been doing this for years and years and years and years, and you should do a Sunday Zoom out. Sunday Zoom out is just you sitting down, and it could be by yourself, looking at the calendar ahead. What can I move? What can be together? Where is my free time? How do I incorporate my workouts into my schedule? So who's doing pickup drop off? So it's my view into my calendar. It's sitting with, I have a life partner, and so we have to sit down and coordinate life. And so we coordinate our calendars. But something else that we coordinate is food. I don't know about you guys, but cooking is not the hard part for me. It's figuring out what to feed my family. And so we literally sit down and we're like, what are we eating for the week? How many dinners are we doing at home? What are our events? And what's happening with the kids' lunches? And so we will literally just decide on our food decisions for the week. And it really just makes life so much simpler. Just even the decision, even if you're not at the point where you're like perfect meal planning and doing all that. I don't like leftovers, nor do I like pre-batched foods. So there is some prep that I do, because then the groceries can get done. And I know what I'm cooking. And so I can make sure that everything is prepped for it, so that when I come home, it's really easy for me to throw the meal together. But just food decision-making is like off of the plates. It is game changer for us. And especially with a busy family, we've got soccer, we've got this. So it's just all coordinated, and we stick to it. And so we stick to it. And if we don't, we divide and conquer as well. And so we divide and conquer our responsibilities at home. And that's what makes life go. And so if you don't have support there, even if it's just you, right, that's making the decisions or ordering ahead or having that service or whatever it looks like for your family, that decision making takes a long time. And food is a big part of our lives. And so make that part easier. Okay, shaving time off of your routines. Okay, so as a CEO, a woman who wants to feel her best and look her best and have the right energy and work out and all the things, girl, you've got so much on your plate with just that component of our lives. So what can you do to make your energy easier? And so I, every week, will plan my workouts on Sunday, and I've integrated my workouts into my life, into my calendar. So it's not this cumbersome thing at 5:00 in the morning, but I do take the time to plan for it, and it's on my calendar, and they're easy. Whether it's walking meetings that I'm like, that one's a walking meeting, and I will put it on there. So I'm moving every day, and I have an accountability buddy. Shout out to my workout buddy and one of my best friends, Mari, who holds me accountable we go do Pilates 2 to 3 times a week, and we base it off of our crazy busy mom schedules and work schedules. And so we'll plan for it, and it's on the calendar. And also my husband's aware this is when we're swapping duties, or this is when he's doing drop off or I'm doing pickup, whatever that looks like. So planning for it is so, so key. And I go ahead on that Sunday, I will go ahead and it's already scheduled. It's already on ClassPass. It's already on the calendar. It's already done. It's like one less thing for me to think about. So we did meals, we did our workouts, but even prepping like your morning routine, what can you do to shave off time? So I always have my outfits prepped. So there's another thing that I do ahead, and I do it for like 3 to 4 days. I will literally pick out what I'm wearing. That in the morning, because I have to get 2 kids dressed, we have to get everybody out of the house, and I have to make it to the office, especially for my in-office days. I will literally just pick out my outfits. And I will try it on. So I'm like, oh, this fits. This looks good. This is what I like. And I will put it on. I have a hanging rack that's outside of my closet. And that outfit is ready to go. That hack literally saves me at least 30 minutes every day instead of trying on all the clothes. This doesn't fit. I don't like this. And you know what it also does? It takes that decision making out. So I'm like, great, this is what I'm wearing. And I don't have to think about it. I already thought about it. I looked at my calendar. I'm like, oh, I got a podcast recording on Friday. Cool. This is what looks good for a podcast. This is what's prepped and ready. I'm telling you, this is absolutely game changer in picking out your clothes, and also encourage your family to do the same. So when we are going to bed, my kids will take out they have school uniforms, but they will take it out the night before. Everything is ready. Their backpacks are clean. Everything is ready to go. We make a fresh lunch in the morning, but everything, the lunch boxes are out. It's all ready to go. So prep your morning routine, whatever that looks like for you, have it prepped. It will shave off 30 minutes to an hour every single morning. So important. Another tip that I have for just our beauty element of our life as women, looking confident, feeling confident, looking good is important to me. And how you show up as CEO and how you show up as a leader, I do believe like when you present yourself well, the world receives it in a different way from a woman. Like if we have to present ourselves well, and it does translate into business. How I show up in the business that's happening based on how I'm dressed and based on how I show up. So it is important that I look tidy and put together and as a CEO. And so for me, that requires I do a weekly blowout. So that has been on my routine for years. And it is the best money spent because I actually earn money during my blowouts. And you're going to say, how is that possible, Suneera? Well, I don't just go, I have my blowout booked. And I will go every week and I will open up my laptop and I will do my inbox cleanup. So I will put on there on my blowout time, the task, the admin task that I need to get done. And I will take care of that task. And my hourly rate for my work hour costs way more than a $50 blowout. And so schedule yourself that time. You don't have to worry about it. It actually saves me time that I don't have to do it. And my hair is blown out for the week. And then I can just maintain my blowout. Or sometimes I have to get 2 blowouts in the week, and that's okay. I literally will sit back in that chair because it saves me time. It saves me time in the morning, and it saves me time, and I'm actually working during that time. It is the best tip for all of you. Like it will shave off so much of your time. So if you need it, you don't need to have permission for it, but if you needed that little nudge, girl, get yourself a blowout. It is going to make you money. So your blowout, super hack. And that's how I plan for even things in my beauty routine around the things I know I have to get my nails done. If you notice, I very rarely will have any colors on my nails. There'll always be like nude, like light pastel, or French. Like it'll literally be like 3 same colors. And so this is Bubble Bath Funny Bunny for all my Bubble Bath and Funny Bunny girls out there, and a French. I literally have those in rotation because if my nails aren't done, you really can't tell. And I try to make my nails last. It's every 3 weeks that I have an appointment. But if I can't make that appointment or if I need to stretch it, your girl still looks clean and put together. And so it is important. I have it on, and I book that. I book my appointments. Everything is scheduled up ahead and it is done. So I do the same for my beauty routines. And so that is me planning and prepping like a CEO. So I hope you enjoyed saving some time and looking and feeling your best. So that was number 3. All right. Time hack saving number 4 is all about delegation and automation. Okay. So I have been a pro at delegating my entire life. My mother will tell you that Suneera is a pro delegator. You give her a task, she's going to find somebody else to do it. Yes, that is the CEO in me. But something new that I've really just embraced is technology. And technology really can help you automate so much of your tasks. And if you are not the technology expert, you don't have to be. You can bring on an operational business manager, someone who understands tools and tech to help streamline the repetitiveness in your business. So look at your time audit, going back to that first time audit. Are you sending invoices? Like, what are the tasks that you're doing? I bet you there is a smarter, easier, more efficient way to do it. And spending that time to just use the tool, right? So whether it's pre-built tools like Calendly or Wave, like an invoicing platform, like whatever those pre-built tools are, automation workflows, putting those in place will save the time not only off of you, but it will also save time for your team that you might also be delegating. So one thing is to delegate it, but also helping your team automate those tasks too. Hire someone who is an expert. I recently hired, I'm going to actually bring her on the show, an incredible operational business manager support company that is supporting me with all tasks with CEO School. We've literally automated so much of it, and I literally thought I've like overcomplicated it than it has to be. And I wasn't the one to build that tool or to like use the Zap or to use the thing. It doesn't have to be complex, but technology can help you automate. So take a look at it and automate, and then also delegate, right? Like what can be delegated? There's so much life that's like on there. You can outsource the busy work. So what is the busy work, whether it's in your CEO life or in your business, or if it is within your just day-to-day of getting laundry done. If you don't love to cook, if you groceries, like what are the things that you're spending time on that you just don't need to be doing? I want you to spend time in the areas that you love. That is your zone of genius at work and that brings you joy. And that should be the case at home too. Now, I understand that we're not going to like all have the privilege to have everything in our life delegated and outsourced, right? But I bet you're closer than you think you are. And just hiring a little bit for some help will save up your time so that you can make more money in your business. And that is the whole point of CEO School. You will make more money when you are working on the right things that are in your zone of genius. And when you're home, I want to give you back the time to spend with your family. And there's a million trainings on this inside of the Founders Club, but I call them $10 tasks versus $1,000 tasks. You as CEO should be focused on the $1,000 tasks. And so everything that you can outsource, that's the $10 task, we can make a priority list of it. So this is what's first going to come off and shave off a couple hours. This is the next thing that's going to come off and shave a couple hours. You can unlock those things. And that's where I'd rather spend my money, is on buying back my time than on buying the bag, right? I want to spend money on saving my time. And so I would love for you to think about what are the things that you can truly outsource. When you do that full time audit, take a look at it. Where can I outsource this? And I probably have about 3 different mini courses that literally lays out do, delegate, delete, the outsourcing inside of the Founders Club. So if you are interested in catching those, I will link Founders Club into the show notes here. Come join us inside. We've got so many resources inside of CEO School. It's going to be the best money you spend. It's $99. Get in and just grab all of these resources. If you've got templates, I've got all of it. It's so great. But you've got to learn how to delegate and automate like a pro. So that was number 4. Number 5, the best for last, of course, time-saving hack of 2025 is setting boundaries and protecting your damn energy. Protect it. Say no. Delete. It's the delete part of the do, delegate, delete. This is the one that comes the hardest for me. And this year I am embracing it, like literally grabbing it by the horns. It is here. I am protecting my energy. Here's some tips right now that you can take away, because this is what this episode is about. It's about tangible tips when I come in from my solo episode. So I'm so excited to be here. Number 1, turn off your laptop. We already talked about this on the last episode on the ritual. My ritual is 12 o'clock. Boom. Bye. It's off. Okay. Turn off your laptop. Stop work at a hard stop time, whatever that time is. Just stop it. It's done. It will be there tomorrow. Of course, it's always there. It's never ending. Don't fool yourself. It will be there tomorrow. And if you have the right systems in place, you should be able to turn it off at those times. So set your work laptop boundaries. If you need, if you're the Post-it girl like me, put it on your Post-it note. Get it in there. I bet you there's actually probably, if you tell your OBM, there's probably a automation to just turn your laptop off. I don't have that, but 12 o'clock, there's nothing else on my calendar. Laptop goes off. And then that for sure is protecting your energy, your time. And then just a quick, on a team perspective of helping you with your time and energy and supporting your team, The number one meeting I think is like the best meeting that I do is a 15-minute scrum with the team. So I currently right now I run, we have our executive leadership team, but right now the entire marketing squad reports into me. And so just 15 minutes with them, that's it. We'll set the tone for the whole day, all of their direction. I know what everyone's working on. They feel supported. Any blockers, I can unblock it. 15 minutes, learn how to do a team scrum in a shorter time period. I also do that with my executive assistants. So it's like, and my chief of staff, and it's like, here's the scrum, here's what's up ahead for the week. We do that. I also do one for CEO school. So these 15-minute scrums, everyone gets direction. I like to do them earlier in the week. Everyone has got alignment, priorities so that they can execute. And honestly, if you are leading a team right now, or if you've got 15 minutes every morning, right, or at a certain time in the day, that is the best 15 minutes that you can spend to protect your energy for the rest of it, because you have one place that your team can then say, here's all the blockers, here's all like the things, right? You're the firefighter. How many times as a CEO, I'm literally fighting fires all day long. But what if you just had a space that said, 15 minutes, I will unblock all of it. Come to me. Let's all unblock it. You're going to go do this. We're going to go do this. High five to this. I'm so excited for that. Oh, you're stuck here. No worries. Here's how you're going to unblock it. Oh, you're working on this. No. That's not a priority. Let's refocus on this. And that's it. That 15 minutes will protect all of your peace. That is the best time spent. I guarantee you that right there is going to shave off at least 5 more hours of your week right there. The last piece of it to set boundaries and to protect your energy, it goes without saying, but decline and say no. Say no to events that don't align with you. Say no to people that don't align with you. Just say no more and be okay with it. And that's okay. That's what we're going to do. We're going to say no. There's not even much more to say about it. We're going to protect our peace. We're going to protect our energy. And we're going to say no to projects. Right? As CEO, you get to do that. Do you need to do that right now? Should we do that right now? So don't get distracted by adding and adding and adding. This year, let's remove. Let's have some peace. Let's enjoy the journey. By allowing yourself space and time, everything else will fall into place, because then you can focus on growing the business, building the business, getting excited, creating those ideas. That is what you are best used for. And you can ensure that everything else the right people are doing, the right tools are automating for you in your business and in your life. That is also the special part of it. I hope you learned something today from the top tips that I use to time hack my way. I know it's the number one question that I get asked all the time is on time productivity, and it's systems. It's systems, and it's these systems. So we're going into 2025 with this energy. I hope you are taking some of these time-saving tips. And I guarantee you, just by implementing a few of these, I can guarantee you that I've shaved off 10 hours a week of your time. I want you to report back to me on social. So I want you to screenshot it. I want you to share it. I want you to share this episode with every single founder every woman that needs to hear this on how to save her time back. And I'd love for you to, if you want to download more details around this, if this was of interest to you, you want more productivity tips, you want more insights into my processes, you can check out Founders Club. I'm going to link it into the show notes. Come grab it. There's so many great resources inside specifically on this topic that you should grab. I can't wait to see you next week on next week's episode. Happy New Year. We've made it through the first few weeks of the year. I hope you're feeling good. I hope the business is aligning. I hope your goals are aligning. And I hope you're enjoying this season. We're in year 5 of the CEO School podcast. None of this would be possible without you. And I want to say thank you. Celebrate with us this year. We're going to be celebrating in March our 5-year anniversary. I can't believe we're here. It's been 5 years, and I can't believe the show has been going on for so long. It means that you're not sick of me. It means your family, because the only people in my life that haven't gotten rid of me after 5 years are my family and friends. And so I love you so much. Thanks for sticking around, and come celebrate with us this year. It's a big year, and I hope you enjoyed today's time hacks and the episode today. Share it, leave a review, and I'll see you next time on CEO School.